So I became a full-time content creator in just 4 months. And I know that sounds absolutely insane, but in this video, I want to share with you the crazy story of exactly how that happened. So for about 3 years straight, I tried every online business idea under the sun. I tried dropshipping, I tried affiliate marketing, I tried to start a clothing brand for some reason, and they all failed miserably. And I remember getting to a point where I was honestly just exhausted. I was starting to think, is it me? Like, am I just not cut out for this? Because when you've failed that many times in a row, it really starts to mess with your confidence. It really starts to mess with your sense of self-belief. But I remember thinking, why don't I try one last time? Why don't I try something that I've been thinking about for a very long time? And that was content creation. So at that point, I did have an Instagram account, but I wasn't posting my face. I was just posting little Photoshop designs that I'd been making. And my idea was to start posting videos where I'm actually speaking directly to the camera. And that sounds easy enough, but I was overthinking so much. I remember thinking, what if the videos are just really cringe? Or what if my old friends from university see my videos and just think it's really cringe? Or what if nobody watches the videos and I essentially just fail again? Like, I was just overthinking everything. But I guess somewhere deep down, I knew I had something valuable to share. And if you're watching this, maybe you can relate to that feeling. So eventually, I posted my first short form video. And of course, things were very slow at first, but after a couple of months, I posted one video which absolutely took off and ended up getting about 4 million views, which was just absolutely insane. But now let's talk about how I actually turned content creation into a full-time thing, even as a totally clueless beginner. Well, after I started gaining some traction, the first thing that started happening was sponsorships. So companies started reaching out to me and they wanted to pay me to create and post content about their products. And if you're a creator yourself, you might be surprised by how quickly brands and companies start reaching out to give you brand deals once you actually start getting views on your videos. For example, there's a creator called Eugene who we've been helping inside my community, and he has been killing it recently. So he's been getting brand deals with only about 500 subscribers. It's absolutely insane. So anyway, I started getting sponsorships and brand deals in the graphic design and Photoshop niche, and I also started getting some clients for graphic design as well. And I got to a point where I was making about $2,000 a month, which maybe to some of you watching doesn't sound like that much, but at that point I remember I was over the moon. Like, I was so happy with that. However, this is the point in the story where I took a massive risk. And I don't actually know if I'd recommend what I did next, but here's what happened. So on about $2,000 a month, I decided to just quit everything and go all in on content creation. But here's the problem. When you start making money online, your monthly income, so the amount of money that you make every month, it fluctuates a lot. So I knew that by quitting everything and going all in, I was taking a big risk. So with that risk in mind, I decided to launch a store to sell digital products. So I made a website where designers could purchase graphic design assets and Photoshop templates and, things like that. And it worked. So on a good month, I would be making about maybe 2.5 grand on top of the money that I was already making. And at this point, I remember I was so happy, because you've got to remember I had all those failed online businesses over and over again for like 3 years in a row, and to finally get something that was actually working, oh man, it was an amazing feeling. Like, I was so grateful. And then a couple of months after that, I launched my first educational product. So I launched a Photoshop course called the Designer Fastlane. And this was an interesting one because with that course, I had some absolutely amazing months where I made some really good money, but then I also had some months where I made like basically next to nothing. So I was really happy with it, but it was also, quite inconsistent. However, looking back now, over 2 years into this journey, there are definitely a few lessons that I wish I'd known when I was first getting started. So firstly, you need to understand that perfectionism will keep you broke. So when I was first getting started, I was treating every single video like it had to be this big masterpiece. In fact, I remember I recorded that first short form video about 10 different times before I was happy with it, which was just such a waste of time. And it's funny because the moment that I stopped overthinking and trying to make every video as perfect as possible and just started focusing on showing up consistently for my audience, that was the exact moment that I actually started to build some real momentum. Okay, so the second lesson that I wish I'd known earlier is to set up multiple income streams early. So when my videos first started getting some traction, I had these companies and these brands reaching out, offering me sponsorships and brand deals and things like that. And I remember thinking, wow, this is actually working. But I realized very quickly that relying on just one income stream is very risky. So I would have some months where I would get some brand deals or some sponsorships or some clients, and then I'd have other months where, if I'm being totally honest with you, I'd make next to nothing. And that feeling of uncertainty that comes from having a wildly fluctuating monthly income was honestly pretty stressful. But when I had my other products set up, it removed a lot of that stress and gave me a lot more freedom to try out new things with my brand, try out new things with my content, because I didn't have to worry and overthink so much about when my next sponsorship or when my next brand deal was going to be. And the third lesson when it comes to making money as a content creator is your audience is your feedback loop. So when I first went full-time, I realized I couldn't just post videos and hope for the best. I realized I needed to start paying attention to what people were actually responding to. And this is so important because you need to remember that the viewers that you have, the people watching your videos, they're not just numbers. They're real people with real problems. So every comment, every question, every DM that you get is kind of like a clue about what your audience actually needs. So if you genuinely listen and really pay attention to what your audience is telling you, then you can create products that actually solve their problems. And that way, people will actually buy it. Okay, so what does the future look like for me now? Well, this new channel, the one that you're watching right now, this personal brand, has become my main focus. So with this channel, I'm helping early stage creators to grow their audiences faster and also earn more money as well. And honestly, it has been insane. And at some point in the next few months, I'm going to be taking this a step further and launching a mentorship program. So I'm going to be working with some of you guys one-on-one, which I am really excited about. But apart from all that businessy stuff, I am genuinely having the time of my life making videos for this channel. Like sitting down and filming like this, it's not work. Like I just have so much fun doing this. And also it's amazing to see that you guys are really resonating with the videos and hopefully getting a lot of value from them as well. And on that note, if you are serious about becoming a full-time creator, I actually made this video right here where I give you a month-by-month plan to quit your 9-to-5 and become a full-time creator in the next 6 months. So yeah, click onto that video and I'll see you there.